Got
And there's more people jumping in as we speak. So yeah, guys, my voice is a little raspy, I guess is where I was going with that. We've been, you know, going nuts ever since we came back from convention. It's been nonstop. So we're gonna break this down for you guys real quick. Um, this is different than what I'm used to seeing. Success pathway. All right. So this is just basically how to achieve a rank. And first off, I will say this. As of Monday, there's a bonus that you get for the first 9 weeks that you can achieve for the first 9 weeks once you go star. I'm sorry, 1 star manager, 2 star manager, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that if you had anybody that you signed up and never hit a rank before, they're able to start from scratch and still qualify for those 9 weeks. So if they didn't do anything last week, if they didn't achieve 1 star manager, 2 star manager, they have this week, and every week that goes by, obviously you begin to lose a week. And so for those of you, also I want to talk about a couple things. Um, if you go on your profile, you click on your little avatar, and it says my profile. It's going to show you a couple of ranks. One of them is paid as rank. The other one is career rank, right? Um, the career rank is where you start building from. In other words, they're giving people a leeway to get their businesses going and potentially reach a rank with a lower requirements. All right. So, for instance, um, let's just say 1 star executive, right? You need your organization. First of all, you need 200,000 points in personal volume. Only 110 can come from your personal purchases. The other 90 have to come from customers, right? So you need 40,000 points as a whole in your organization, and no more than 20,000 points coming from any one team. So here we have one team, which is stems from Brooke, right? So when I sponsored Brooke, everyone there, even though she's got multiple lines, Korea, Vic and Die, that's all one line, one team, right? You can't generate or you can't count more than 20,000 points, 10,000, 5,000, 2,500 from any one team. But as a whole, you need 40,000 points. And you need two legs, two teams that do 6,000 points. And besides those two teams, you need at least 6,000 points outside of those two. So a third leg, a third team, or multiple teams. So let's say I have Javi and Olga, that's one team. I have Brooke, that's another team. Now I have Puerto Rico, right? That's another team where the 6,000 can come from. Or for instance, I have Puerto Rico, which is Michael Anelli. I have Dave Warden. I have what's his name? Noel and Tasha. I have Michael Bridges. I have multiple legs that can together generate the 6,000 points, and boom, I qualify. But right now, they're giving us a leeway on this third team, right? So instead of two legs of 6,000 and another one, they're doing like 50% of it. So let's say you qualify right now as, for instance, 1 star executive because you don't have the third one at 6,000, but right now they're just requiring 3,000 during the transition period. What happens is you get paid as a 1 star executive, but it's not your career title. All right. So I hope I'm not confusing you, but I just want you to know that your career title is where you start building from. And even though your paid as rank is higher, your career title moving forward is what's going to determine the bonuses that you get. So, for instance, I hit 1-star executive with the lower requirement, I don't get the bonus of $5,000 that comes with it until I hit it officially the way it's really meant to hit. And again, I hope I'm not losing most of you, but for the maybe few that get it, it was worth me explaining it. Admit. Okay, more people jumping on. I love it. So let's keep going. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Customer premiums. So let me tell you how this works. For those of you who have customers, if within a 31-day period you generate between 300 to 599 points, they're going to give you 5% commission on those points. All right. So let's just say we just started. So this week you got 599. Next week, you start building, and let's say next week you have, I don't know, another 300 points. Then you qualify at another 5%. But so far it's 800 because so far it's 2 weeks. And then the third week, you get another few hundred points. And let's just say you're at 1199. You're going to get, because that week, so 8, 9, 10, 11, that week you did 399 points, which in total for the month, you have 1199. But for that week, you only got 399. You get 10%. I hope I'm not losing people. But if within 1 month period, you get to 1200, from the moment you get the 1200 and above, you then start getting 20%. It doesn't go, it's not retroactive. They're not going to go back to week 1, week 2, week 3, which eventually help you build to the 1200 points. But from the moment you have 1200 points and above, they start paying you 20%, 20%, 20% for all of that volume. Okay? And look, I'm going to be jumping around just so that I explain the way it makes sense to me. This bonus now allows us to get paid 3 times for our customers. What do I mean? Well, when I sign somebody up and they buy a sleeve of X39, I get 77 points or 99 points, depending on how they bought it, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, those points. But immediately I get between 20 and 50 bucks. 20 bucks if they bought it, on auto ship as a preferred customer. And if they didn't, they paid 150, I get 50 bucks. That's one. Number two, that volume that they purchased is going to be placed on my lesser side to help me make money on the binary. That's two. And in addition to that, that volume is calculated and they're going to pay me between 5, 10, and 20%. So you can potentially make over 40% on the purchases of your customers because I had 1200 points or above. And now I sign up Vic and Di and they buy as a customer. They buy 100 points of product. I now get 20% plus the initial purchase. So another thing is when my customers buy for the first time, the second, the third, and every single time, I get the $20 or I get the 50 bucks and I get the volume and it's put into my binary and I get this. So customers pay you 3 times for the same transaction. All right. Again, write these things down if I'm losing you. Now, this we know. All right. This is nothing new other than the fact that they added an Advanced Plus pack. Advanced Plus pack gives you 11 envelopes. They put here or 22 because we all know that we can what's the word? Exchange one X39 for 2 eons. All right. Or one X39 for eon and an ice wave. So that's why they say 11 or 22 envelopes. But we know that, if we're going to do X39, it's 11 of them. It's $975 and it gives us 500 points. Now, real quick. Oh yeah, and 165 bucks. Okay? So this doesn't change other than the fact that now you get 35, 75, 165, and 405 because they added a pack. All right? Now, a bundle, I should say. Level earning bonuses. Right? So now how does this work? Once you go, even as a brand partner, you get 3%. One-star manager, first level, 5%. Second, two-star manager, 7%, 2%. And basically what this does is, let's say I signed up Brooke, I signed up Vic and Dime, I signed up Javi, I signed up my Puerto Rico team, which is Michael Roslin, I have Dave Warden, I have all of my personals for their personal orders and the orders of all their customers. So I think about these influencers that come in, right? Kendall, who's in Brooks' team. Kendall has a massive amount of customers, right? Rochelle Diaz, all these influencers, they have a massive amount of customers. So what happens is this. If they're in my first level, babe, take this, please. Take this phone call. It's up in. So if I have them in my first level, according to the position that I am, I'm gonna get 7% for all of my personals purchases every month. Okay? And all of their customers count as first level. So someone who got one customer, let's say Javi. Javi has one customer. Their volume combined gives me at my level, 3-star director or above, 7% for all of my personal. If I had Kendall as a personal, then it's her personal order every single month and 300 customers that she has. I get 7% from all of that. But Kendall signed up all of her people who are doing the business, right? So all of their people and all of my personals peoples, right? All of my personals and all of their customers count as second level, and I get 5%. Well, depending on where you are, right? I'm just saying my level, 3-star director or above, and a third level of personal purchases and customers combined. Guys, this is a very sweet bonus. All right. I hope that kind of broke it down for you. Now, here it gives us an example. So, like I said, K, 500 points. And this 500 points represent her volume and her teams. And then second level, their volume and their team. Jane, for instance, Jane maybe only has 110 points of her auto ship, but she has 590 points of customers. I get the second level of Jane and everyone's second level. One other important detail about this, there is compression. In other words, these are my personals here. Darcy got 200 points. Paul did 0 PV. He buys what he wants, when he wants, if he wants, or maybe he fell off. So it goes to the other level, looking to see who's the next person who has either a personal order and any of their customers, and they become second level. So I've seen in my level here where it's going down 5 levels deep, right? And that's the generation that becomes my second or my third, which I love. If you know anything about network marketing, you want compression. All right. Weekly percentage rate. Now, this is the binary, obviously, right? So before we needed the cycles, 330, 660, right? In order to get paid $50. Anything above three-star director, you're getting 10%. And let me just use this example with the 10% to show you how it's kind of the same in the sense that in order to get $50 in the past, I needed 330 plus 660, which equaled 990 points in my binary, paid me $50. Now, 10% or above, I need uh um what do you call it? 10,000. Oh yeah. So 500 on my lesser side and at least 500 on the greater side, equaling 1,000 points, pays me $50. So the volume is around the same, just that it starts paying you at three-star manager and above, and it starts at 5% of the lesser side. So in the case where we said 500 and 500, 5% is $25. And you get paid up to $1,500 as a three-star manager. As a one-star director, you get 7%. And as a two-star director, you get 9%. And they pay you up to $2,500 is the cap. In our last plan, the directors had a cap of $2,500 on the binary. If you weren't director, if you were director, didn't matter how much volume you got in your binary, you got paid a cap of $2,500. Here, it's a one-star director, so it's still kind of the same as far as how much you can make. Just that the percentage is 7% instead of 10. Two-star director pays you 9% of the lesser side. Mike, so if we go to 1,000 points and 1,000 point on each leg, 9% is $90. Okay. And three-star director and above is 10%. And this is how much you are capped at each level per week on the binary. Okay. The easy thing to do, like I said, you look at your two legs, whatever is on the smallest leg, multiply it by this percent, and that's what you get paid. Okay.
Hey, Mike, just to enhance on that, right? So previously, when you hit director, you were at that 2,500 until you went to senior director, right? So
Right.
now with these increased levels, it's giving you a little bit more for a little bit more work. And that's why they spread it out to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star director, because before I couldn't get to that $5,000 weekly max
in the binary
unless I went up to, I don't even think it was senior director. I think you had to go presidential. I'm not, don't quote me exactly.
executive.
But they, right.
Yeah.
So they brought that in a little bit. Sorry to interrupt, but
That's a great point. And please jump in. Well, if you feel or if it's going to help clarify things, please jump in. But that's a great point, Vic. Great point. So yeah, it does allow us to unblock those that earning way faster. Volume carrying over. So another thing is this. Still, we get paid on the lesser leg. Any carryover volume on the strong leg carries for 52 weeks or 1 month. I'm sorry, or 1 year. But the binary leg carry forward up to 24 weeks if if unused and unflush on the binary pay leg. So on the lesser leg, whatever volume you don't get paid on because you're capped, it flushes 24 weeks later, and the strong leg flushes 52 weeks. And let me tell you how this works. It's not like at 52 weeks, oh my God, I lost all my points. No. 53rd week, you lose whatever volume you didn't use on your week number 1. On week number 54, you lose whatever volume you didn't get paid on week number 2. So it's not like you got to 52 weeks and all of your points are flushed. And same thing with the 24 weeks.
Yeah,
Whatever
guys,
you
think of it
pay,
as like they're flushing out your oldest volume, like the oldest volume that honestly you're probably not even going to use. You have this
correct.
new volume coming in from this week, so there is no loss. Don't think that you're losing something. You're not losing money. You're not losing anything. It's just flushing out from that long ago. And 24 weeks, just so you understand, for those that aren't good at math, is 6 months. six
Correct.
months. And so you're losing something from prior to that you have not even used. And it's taken you 6 months to use it. You're probably not going to use it at this point.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Great point. I don't even feel the points that, because again, this has been like this since day one. All right, nothing's changed. So if you've been in it over a year and you really haven't noticed it, it's the same thing. Okay, so now this is our old check match, which now they refer to as mentorship bonus or mentor bonus. So basically, it starts at 1 star director. 1 star director, you get 5% for any income from anyone in your first generation. Now, let me explain to you what a generation is. You signed up Sally, who is not making money or is not a 1 star director, then she doesn't count. A generation is someone who is a 1 star director or above. Why is that great? Those are the people that are making money, right? You want to get 5%. It's like before, you used to get 25, 20, 20, but a lot of people were getting 25% of zero because the people they brought in did nothing. Or 25, 20, 20, or the second and third level did nothing. But deep in the bottom, there were people making money and it didn't pay you for those people. Now it skips. Oh, he's not making enough. He's not making, boom. And it can be 20, 30, 40, 100 levels deep. That's your first generation. They're looking for the first director in that organization for every line of your personals. So I have 150 personals. They're going to look to see all of my personals, whoever's not a director or above, or whoever's a director or above, I'm going to get that first level, right? And they start looking from below them to look for the second director above and the third director above. And it doesn't matter how far deep. And as you go in levels, as you grow, I should say, so does the percentage and um, the generation. And now you can make up to $500 to $20,000 for every person in every level. Okay? So if you think about this, the most we were able to make before was $6,250 from our personals because it was based on how much money they made on the binary. Now this is using more than just a binary as a percentage that you can make from them. So before, I could only make 6,250 from every one of my personals because the most you can make was 25,000 on the binary, and 25% of 25,000 is 6,250. And second and third level, the most we can make is 20% from 25,000, which was $5,000. Now, from every person at every level, you can make 5,000, 7,500, 10,000, 15, and up to $20,000, which is 4 times more money. All right. And 6 levels deeper. So it's again, it gives us an opportunity long term to make so much more money. But it's for the people obviously that work it. Here they give you an example. Just the compression they're basically showing you. And I mentioned that if they're not a director or above, they don't count. They keep going down.
Hey,
Now,
Mike,
yes.
one of your famous lines you always told us, right? If you need a couple studs and a couple duds, right? So basically what you're saying right now is if I sign on a dud who's not doing anything, but that person signed on a stud, I'm going to get paid for that stud. It's no longer kept from me.
Correct.
Sorry to
Correct.
go Jersey. I just had to.
Yeah, it's like when Steve signed me up in Montevideo, right? He signed up my sponsor who signed me up. He quit before his next auto ship. So he always said the dud led me to the stud. But yes, and in this case, that person is his first level. And it can be 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 people deep. Whoever is the stud that's making money, that's your first generation. Now, business launch bonus. Guys, this bonus starts the minute that you sign people up. And look, I just being totally transparent. A complaint that I had yesterday was this: that if somebody signed up on Sunday, they lost their first week, right? And they're looking to see what they can do with that. But it starts from the moment they sign up that week. And the idea is that they're going to get $25 when they go one-star manager and they get paid for up to 9 weeks as long as they continue to qualify as a one-star manager. And I'm going to clarify this. So I signed up somebody who today goes one-star manager, right? For the next 4 weeks, we know they qualify as a one-star manager, even if they just did a week one. We know that for the following 4 weeks, you qualify as that rank, right? And week number 5 starts a new cycle. So by week number 5, I want my guy to re-qualify. In other words, I want him to go manager again. All right. And yes, the 2 people that he brought in, if they're on auto ship, they're gonna get that volume. That volume is coming back up. But we know that in order to go one-star manager, you need 700 points, right? And because the whatchamacallit, advance generates 300 and 300, and the 300 for my personal. So I sign up Brooke. She comes in, she buys a advance. From her 300 points, 110 points go towards keeping her active, and 190 go towards her binary. So that 190 from my personal is added to her 2 people that came in, 300 plus 190. Brooke just generated 790 points. She qualified as a one-star manager. So for the next 4 weeks, she's got a guaranteed of $25. And because she's my personal, I get half of that, $12.50. Now, if I help my personals go two-star manager, which is 1,500 points, right? They now get $25 for the first 4 weeks, and they can continue to get those. I'm sorry, $50 for the next 4 weeks. And as long as they continue to requalify, do it again by week number 5, which carries us to week number 8, because 1, 2, 3, 4, then they do it again. It carries them for another 4 weeks. And then the final week is week number 9. They can potentially make $50 or $25 a week for 9 weeks straight. It starts from the minute they start. And we, as their sponsors, get 50% of everything they make. Okay? But just a couple things to keep in mind is that it's not just because they do it one time, they go manager, that they're going to make it for 9 weeks. Every time I hear it explained, that's what it sounds like. No. We know that when you hit a rank, you hold it for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, you got to hold it again. All right. So that's how that's done. And, the idea is you want to help those guys, help the people that they brought in do the same thing. Because again, it's all about volume. So maybe they didn't sign up new people at week number 5. But the people they signed up generated them enough volume to maintain that 1-star manager of 300 of 700 points or 1,500 points as a 2-star manager. All right, but the thing is, get them going right away. And at the same time, a little pointer: when someone tells me they don't want to do the business before, I would just put them as a brand partner. Now I don't do that. Why? Because I'm robbing them for their initial 9 weeks. So when they say they don't want to do the business, okay, sign up as a customer. And as we know, a lot of customers with time say, "Oh my God, I've been telling people about this. They're buying it. All right, yeah, I'm interested in coming in and making some money from these people. Why not?" So at that point, I transfer them over to a brand partner, and from that moment, as a brand partner, click, 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 click. The clock starts to run, for their 9 weeks. All right. So that's that. 1-star director. Oh, and I don't know why they don't have all of the incentives here, which is crazy. So these are the cash bonuses, but there's other bonuses in between which are amazing. All right. 1-star director, $500 when you hit that rank. Again, your paid as rank is not your career rank. Your career rank is where you are right now and where you can begin to build from. All right. So anyone who hits 1-star director, they get 500, 5,000, 1-star executive, 50,000, 1-star presidential, 75,000, 2-star, 100,000, 3-star presidential.
Really quick. And for those that, may have forgotten, the first week of the Hawaii trip qualification, also the first week we launched this, that was your foundational week. So whatever you ended on that week was considered your first rank, right? Just so you understand. So whatever you completed week 1 on is your first starting base rank. I had a few people confused who were like, "Oh, I was a little confused. I went from 1-star to 2-star one week, that week. Does that mean I started at 1 or 2? That means you started at 2." So just so you understand, rank advancing points for Hawaii and rank advancing in the compensation plan was not awarded for the first week, which we did share with you guys. At least for the team, we shared it multiple times in the WhatsApp chat, but just so you guys understand. So if you were a 3-star manager and week 2, you went 1-star manager, 1-star director, that's where that 500 aspect will kick in. So go ahead, Mike. Sorry, I just want to clarify.
And it's your career rank.
Yeah.
Not your paid as rank
Mhm. But for some people, their career rank still hasn't been showing up properly. So, a lot of you may have, like, I know I've had a few people say that they're, like, even for me, my career rank some weeks has shown up and it hasn't others. So just so you guys know, but your first week in the new comp plan will show you what you were paid as that week as well.
Correct. So again, now one point about one point about this, one detail about this is that you get 50% of the bonus, right? Here you go. You get awarded 50% of the bonus the week that you qualified it. You hit 1-star director or 3-star presidential, you get 50% of that bonus paid for that following week, right? For that check, for that week, whenever the check comes in. You see it as your commission for that initial week. Now, you have to hold it for another 3 weeks in order to be able to get the second part. And there's no time limit, and it doesn't have to be. Actually, you have to do it within a year, if I'm not mistaken. Within 52 weeks, correct. But it doesn't have to be consecutive, is what I was trying to say. So maybe, you hit it this time, but you missed it for a few more weeks, or a few more months. As long as by the time you hit it another 3 times for a total of 4, you get the second part awarded to you. All right. So that's that. Example. Okay. Glossary. Did we cover it all?
That's pretty much it, Mike.
I love it.
On there. It's a good coverage. You've shown everybody they're just paying us much more in many different ways, making it easier and more accessible for us. And everybody knows the goal. Get people making money. They're never going to stop.
And look, guys, if we well, I know you guys are gonna have some questions, but if there's one thing I would love for people to focus on is this. Right here. One starts to the
The
power.
power of two, probably. Yeah, that
Yep.
one's good.
This is the strategy, guys, that we are all focusing on, right? And look, just being very transparent. I know sometimes when people look at this, they're like, "Oh my God, wait a second. I have to level up to premium, and I got to get some of my people to level up to premium, right?" And we know that that can be challenging for some folks. I get it, right? But guys, I did the math, and I'm gonna ask Steve so that we can lay it out, without the necessity of having to upgrade to premium or get people to upgrade to premium, because I know sometimes, that can be challenging for folks. Even without that, you're talking about 50% of this bonus in the first 21 days. So when I bring people on, what am I telling them? I said, let me show you the strategy to help you make between $1,500 and $3,200 in your first 21 days. How does that sound? What? Even at the 1,500 level, you're talking about $100 a day, right? And it's the same thing other than needing to upgrade. Now, if we can upgrade people, if we can get people to upgrade and get some of their people to upgrade, $3,200, 21 days. I mean, that's very significant for, today's economy. So first 21 days, we break it down here, right? But basically, the first 48 hours. What do you want? What do I want to help people do in my first 48 hours? I want to help them go one-star manager. I want to help them guarantee their 25 weeks by enrolling two brand partners, one left, one right. All right. This is me speaking to a brand new person. And by the way, guys, something that we're doing as a team is that we're all duplicating this. So I have two new people. Look, right before I jumped on, I'm speaking to. I just flew back from here. Where are we? From Puerto Rico, right? And look, actually, yeah, let me do this real quick. I'm flying on JetBlue, pin. I'm flying on JetBlue, and I'm in the window exit. And obviously, I'm going to speak to the person next to me. Her name is Lorraine, and I see her in her outfit, and I'm thinking she's a stewardess. So I start talking to them, little by little, just building up conversation, talking about the shutdown. I'm sorry, Saeed started talking to her. God forbid I take credit for my lovely wife.
Ah,
He's all the way in the kitchen. She's like, I started talking to her, and she did.
Go, Sahi, baby.
oh
You're
my
right, baby. I'm sorry. Saeed starts talking to her, just setting up the. She set it up for me, buddy. She said, so I see her, in her uniform, and I jump in after I woke up from, I was exhausted. So, I get up, and it's about maybe 20 minutes before we land. And, I see Saeed and her talking, and I say, hey, let me ask you something. What's up with this government shutdown? I hear you guys are really being affected. Long story short, we get to talking, and we start talking about the fact that, hey, in 2 weeks, I'm sorry, in 10 days, because he's gonna say not 2 weeks. I think 9 days now. We're going to Korea. Wink, wink, Brooke.
God.
Right? So we're talking. So we said, so he said, man, I don't know why, from Puerto Rico, these flights usually seem a lot quicker. This flight has seemed long. She said, well, it didn't help the fact that they kept us in the runway for about 25 minutes, whatever. And so he says, yeah, thinking about a long flight. Like we fly to Korea in 2 weeks. She's like, oh my God. And that's a long flight. Like I've been, and we just start going back and forth. And I'm like, yeah, I've flown further. I've gone to Thailand. I've gone to Tokyo, Japan, whatever. She's like, what do you guys do? And I said, well, I just hit her right off the bat. I'm like, I'm in network marketing. And it depends how I feel, right? Because I just want to see if she's going to shy away and whatever, I already know, this is not going to go anywhere, or see if, they keep poking around. And apparently she didn't really know what network marketing was when I said it. And she's like, but what exactly, what do you mean? Like, I said, well, look, what do you know about stem cells? By the age of 30, by the age of 60, we have this technology. Never happened, never existed before. Considered impossible, changing people's lives, aches and pains, and this and that, and all, That's why when you're talking one-on-one, you can really not exaggerate, but really be transparent about everything we're seeing. My friends with autistic children, this and this and that. She says, oh my God, my husband had a terrible accident. He was big, buff, whatever. And right now, he can barely walk. You think it would help him? I said, let me tell you something. I know it won't hurt him. I wouldn't be surprised if it changes his life. So I had my blazer because we had a meeting, and I said when we land, I'm gonna take off an envelope that I have there in my jacket, and I'm gonna give you some. Where do you live? Anyway, long story short, she lives in Boynton Beach, right? So look, this was just a little while ago. I contacted her. Follow up is the key, right? So today at 6:07 p.m., I'm following up, right? And she's hitting me back. She's flying. Okay, great, perfect, thank you, right? So my point is, I'm gonna sign her up, and I'm gonna sign up a new person from pickleball that I gave patches to, and it changed her life as well. So my point is what? That guys, I'm looking to help a few people. Well, sorry, I'm looking to make $15 to $3,000 within the next 21 days, and I want to help a few people do it as well. So first 48 hours, I'm telling my people, excuse me, this is the goal. Second week, I want to help them go 2-star manager. And to tell you the truth, I think we should look to hit first week. That's what I thought. I was going to say we should look to hit it the first week, because it's the first 48 hours, and then the first week help them bring another 2 and 2, so that from that point on, they're guaranteed their $50 a week. I'm guaranteed my $25 a week for the next at least 4 weeks, and look to help those people so they can maintain that rank by week number 5, and get them that bonus for the next 9 weeks. So it's not about knowing and understanding the comp plan. It's about knowing how to work it. That's why in the meetings, I usually say that, I remember when Steve Merritt first got me involved, got my sponsor, and then, I ran with Steve, and I didn't, he tried to explain the comp plan to me. And I remember my first week, I brought in like 16 applications. If it wasn't 16, it was 12, but it was a lot of applications. And, he's seeing it. I didn't even own a computer because I didn't know how to use a computer. And I would bring it to Steve's house, and they would punch it in for me. So I was at Steve's house every day, every other day. And one day he has some people over. He's like, Mike, come on over. I'm going to share how the compensation plan works, so you understand how to make the money. And guys, I went over there and I sat down. I brought my notebook, and let me tell you something. By the third circle, I was dizzy. All right. And I remember being worried, right, that I didn't understand this. This was like Chinese math for me, right? And I'm a high school dropout. And I'm like, I remember after that training, I came to Steve. I said, Steve, let me ask you something. I didn't understand anything you said. I was dizzy by the third circle you drew. Let me ask you something, because I was I was very direct. I said, what happens if I don't understand that comp plan, but I keep bringing more applications? He says, Mike, you make all the money. I said, what happens if I stop bringing the applications because I sit down and I try to understand this comp plan? He says, you don't make any money. I said, well, do me a favor. Stop wasting my time. I'm leaving the house right now. I'm going to go out there and sign up more people. All right. The activity gives you the money.
Yep.
I learned the compensation plan because I would look in my back office. Oh my God, I made $780. How did I make that? Well, this bonus paid you this bonus, paid you this bonus, paid you this. And that's how I learned the comp plan. All right. So
Well,
don't
even for
worry.
me, when I first got in, Mike will tell you, I don't even think I had him tell me anything about the comp plan for maybe 5 months. I didn't even care. He was like, it wasn't even a factor. I just thought to myself, why would I care about how I made the money if I didn't make any money? You got to make money. And once you make it, it's so much easier to understand it because then you see people's names and where it's coming from, as opposed to trying to understand a map with no names and no understanding. It makes it hard. But once you make it and you can see it in your back office, it makes it much easier to understand.
Absolutely. And now, like I'm looking at the mentorship bonus, and I'm like, oh my God, who's this person all the way down there? Oh my God, I'm getting a check match from this person. So again, we just look at our back office and it breaks down the 9 ways that we're making the money. So it's really important about the strategy, how to make the money, what to do to make the money, I should say. So in the first week, my goal is to bring 2 left, 2 right, and as a new person, go 2-star manager and upgrade my kid to premium. This is where, again, it gets challenging for some people. But I want you to know that even if you don't do that, how's about $1,500 in the next, 21 days? Not too shabby, right? But if we can get people to upgrade, because I'm going to let them know, look, there's a strategy to help you get to $3,200 $3,200 in the first 21 days. And this is what it takes. Oh man, you know what? I can't do that. Okay, so let's lower the bar a little bit. Look, you're gonna make between 15 and 3,200 because maybe they can't upgrade, but maybe they bring somebody that can. All right. And as I help them make money, the idea is I'm gonna have you upgrade, reinvest your money. Because guys, look, if we look at the strategy of pro patch, what did I do with the last 2 people I'm signing up? I gave them patches. So if someone's gonna go out there and build this business, guess what they need? Patches. And if they're doing the pro strategy, guess what they're gonna run out of? Patches. So they're going to need to buy more patches. All right. And something that I like to do when somebody comes in at a certain kid, get them to upgrade before just going and buy more product. Whatever the next bundle is that they can upgrade to, right? Say, hey, look, if you're going to buy, how many more patches are you going to look to get? Well, how much money have you made? Well, look, instead of buying that, just look to upgrade to the next kid, and you're gonna get the product at a better price instead of buying them single at $100. Look, on this bundle, you're gonna get 2.5 sleeves for free. At this bundle, you're gonna get whatever. But again, this is what I focus on. When I bring new people on, I'm not showing them the comp plan. I'm showing them what they need to do to make the money. Week number 2, what am I looking to do? Rank up, help my people rank up to 3-star manager. How? Enroll 2 more personals. Help your personals upgrade to premium. Again, this is where, oh, Mike, I don't know. But if I do that, again, I'm helping my guy make more money where he can, upgrade for his own premium pack. Because I helped his 2 personals upgrade. That's $800 that he just made, $810 that I want him to put towards a bigger bundle because he needs patches. All right. And help 2 personals go manager. Right. Because at this point, I've signed up 3 and 3. Oh, well, no, 4 and 4. 2 and 2 my first week. My second week, I'm signing up 2 more and 2 more. And I'm helping 2 personals go 1-star manager. That's very doable for our new people. All right. And obviously, we're going to show them, and enroll a customer. We're going to help them enroll. Here, your mom's not going to build a business. Get her as a customer. Your sister, your coworker, who just, Aunt Sally, right? Your grandma, who, needs the product, but is probably not going to build a business. Let's sign them up as a customer. Third week, 1-star director. All right. $500 bonus. Enroll 2 more personals. This is the goal for our new people. All right. Help your personals upgrade to premium. Help 2 personals go 1-star manager. Help 2 personals go 2-star manager. All right. So again, this is what gets you off to the 21 day. And then this is just the breakdown. All right. So guys, scan this here for all the links. This is a team YouTube. This is a team school training. So my new people, I want them to get into the system right away. I want them connected. All right. Resources, this is .com, whatever. All the things are right here. So where do you get this? This is it, team.com. You go to downloads and you get all this information. Right now, let's open it up for questions.
Hey, Mike, real quick, with that 21 day, let's say we have someone, which I do, has been on using the patches now for many, many months. He can start today and do his 21 day, correct?
Of course.
Correct.
I don't want people to think, oh, I've been in longer than 21 days. I missed it.
Correct.
It's something that we all can do over and over again.
That's correct.
Good.
Guys, the minute they sign up, their 21 day starts from that day. If they go out there and they do the first 48 hours, if they do another 2 people during that first week, 2, and then by week number 2, they're helping their people. They're putting on another 2 people. Who is it? Charlie. Okay.
But he's been.
Mike, I know you have an 8 o'clock call, so if you want, Brooke and I'll handle the questions.
No.
All right.
Yeah, Mike,
Blow
somebody
them off.
I have somebody that's going to ask you a question. Ironically, his name is also Mike. So I'm going to give him a little spotlight real quick. There we go. Mike, can you, I can't hear you, Mike.
Yeah. You hear me now?
Hear me?
There you go. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Mike, what's up, buddy?
I'm in Colombia, South America, so I'm Miguelito officially for the next few days. Miguelito. But Mike, I'm with you on the Chinese math thing, and I just wanted to hear from you and Sahi and Brooke. And what I put in the chat was, what are you guys seeing behind the scenes with David Schmidt, LifeWave, and the future of this amazing company that makes you 100% confident in telling folks, focus on the strategy. Don't sweat the details of this Chinese math.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys. So look, obviously, as some of the top guys in the company, guys, I wish I can tell you what we know of new inventions. Like, you guys have heard of the water. Actually, we all know about the water machine. You guys have heard of the power machine, right? The generator that he's basically invented. I know of 1, 2, 3 more things. 3 more things that are coming way before that generator. That, oh my goodness. And I know he's working on more things that he hasn't told us, because he told us, I'm working on more things. But he gave us a sneak peek. Guys, this it's crazy. And what I love about it is there is nothing like what he is bringing to market. There are no competitions at all. What he is creating, we stand alone, like we do right now with the stem cell. So that's what I love about this company. Not only that, but the fact that this is a 20-year-old company that, even though we're doing, we're doing close to $1 billion, and we're open in 75 countries, it's wide open everywhere, including the United States. But not just that. We are now beginning to head towards Central and South America, Colombia, right? So listen, maybe you don't speak Spanish, but everyone knows some Spanish people, right? And Spanish people, they're not. It's not hard to come across. So I look at places that the company's been open for over 10 years that there isn't even a one-star director. It's wide open. I look in Mexico. We started working in Mexico, and it's in Brooks' team 5 months ago. And Mexico right now, it's like this. They have maybe 5,000 brand partners, guys. 5,000 guys.
Go
Meaning
Rocio.
there's 140 million people in Mexico. And in 2027, we're supposed to go to Colombia. 2026, Dominican Republic. So, I mean, you have to be long-sighted. You need to be disciplined because look, like anything else, you know, this occurs in every business. The problem with network marketing is most people who come in, they're not entrepreneurs. They're not business people. They're used to this. JOB, right? Sometimes you get this. I don't know if you saw it there, but it went up a little bit. Did you
It's
see it? Right?
that dollar increase in your
Yeah.
salary.
Right. So most businesses, I mean, speak to any business owner. There's seasons, right? There's, for some people, oh my God, it's Christmas time. It's up, and then summertime. For other people, summertime. Oh my God, Christmas time, right? There are seasons in every business. I used to buy and sell cars. The best season was when people got their income tax checks. We crushed it, and then there were months where we couldn't sell a car ourselves, right? So but people who are in business for a long time, they know these waves. Network marketing, you have those highs and lows, same highs and lows, but those highs and lows can be all in one day. In 24 hours, you have the highest high and the lowest low, right? But you gotta just control your emotions. You got to know that this is not something of today. Look, today, Javi Olga signed up a gal that she had been talking to for over a year, and she's fired up out of her mind. So you're gonna sign up some people that you've been talking to for years. Do you realize that I got contacted by Onyx Cole, Onyx Cole in 2019 when she first got involved with LifeWave? I have the text from July of 2019, 2021, 2022. 2 years later, Mike Hernandez comes in and decides that I'm going to do this business. I swore I wasn't going to do it. So, but we just got to stay at it, guys. But we got to keep working our skills. We got to keep developing our skills. And listen, sometimes you can't help how fast or how big your business grows, but you have to be controlling your own personal growth. That's a must, because that's what's going to get you to, be more attractive and also be able to have the leadership to develop and lead the group. God forbid, I would say your business grows bigger than you or faster than you. You're not going to have the leadership to maintain it. But that being said, I don't want to waste too much time because I know it's late.
Yeah, I know we have a few more questions here. Let me
Yes.
go on the questions too. And also, guys, just to further on that, because Mike said everything, the other thing that I do love about the future of this company is that his children are scientists. And people always say, well, what about the day that something happens to David Schmidt? Well, both of his kids are in the lab helping him create all these things. So the future of this business isn't just his inventions, but the inventions he's creating with his children who will carry on this legacy far beyond. And obviously, this is a legacy business that you guys want to leave your family and your children's. So I do think that's great.
Great
Then
point.
Lori, I will help you schedule the call with Mike. And then Laurie Chaplin says, is there a third leg now? That was a little confusing when he said third team in the beginning. Do you want to just cover that real quick?
Yeah, so it's only binary. We only work with a right and a left. That doesn't change. But you need at least 3 teams that you're working with. Brooke and all of you are one team. All right. Javi is another team. Puerto Rico is another team. So teams are personals that have grown into an organization. You need at least 3 personal organizations that are growing, and you want to have, at least you don't just want to have them all on one leg. Since it's a binary, out of these 3 teams that I talk about, maybe I have Javi and Brooke on one leg, and I've got Puerto Rico growing on my other leg from the binary. These are 3 teams that are growing within my left and right leg. And then, all of a sudden I get another team growing here, which is Dave Warden. Now I've got Javi, Brooke, Dave Warden, and Michael Roslin. 2 organizations, 2 personals of mine that from within depth, volume is growing. And I want to have at least 2 and 1, growing. That's what I mean by legs sometimes. But it's really 2 legs. It's just teams. Great question.
Awesome. All right. The next one, I think, I don't know if Di wants to cover one of the questions. I think we have like maybe one more that we can cover on the comp plan because I know it's getting a little late, maybe 2. We have 2 more that you guys want to cover. Vic and Di, do you want to cover the last 2 by Lisa and then Beth?
Yeah, because she doesn't know.
So the one question was asking about a 7-month-old brand partner that now wants to re-engage.
So here's the thing.
And-
I was going through the binary today, and I just want to clarify this with Brooke and Mike. So going through the binary today, I saw there were quite a few people that were still on auto ship, but their position was no longer available, which means that they weren't doing anything with the business. They were just on auto ship. At what point do they lose their position and become a preferred customer? After a year? Like, what is how many months?
For the people who didn't renew with the $25.
So that's it, just that they didn't renew.
Correct.
I believe they get, and I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but I'm pretty sure they get 30 days past the deadline of when they were supposed to. Once that 30 days happens, they're gone after that grace period. They are now a customer. And for me, I find it like this, guys. To me, I'm not going to fight for somebody that's been doing nothing with their business.
I agree.
Been so inactive that they didn't even know that they missed, because they're telling people 60 days prior and 30 days after. So for 90 days, you weren't in your back office. You probably weren't building a business, because there is no business that you can build where you're not paying attention to it for 90 days in total and magically need to get. So those people, I just say, look, you got to buy back into the business just like you would do anything else, or just stay as a customer,
Right.
But there is in my opinion, a massive grace period, because you're getting 60 days notified prior and then 30 days past your due date to renew.
So does that person have to resign and then come in as a brand partner now, or can they just come in as a brand partner?
They resign as a brand partner.
No, they're not a brand partner now. They're a customer.
But
Oh,
you
they
can sign up as a brand partner
Right,
again.
they sign up as a brand partner now. There is a protection where if they were once a brand partner and the system put them as a customer, it's not like, oh, I'm a customer now. Now I want to go work with Mike. No, you need to resign as a customer for 6 months before you can go ahead and sign up again. And it protects us because now that, there's a lot of unethical people, and now people are like, hey, let me see you. Have you paid? Oh, no? Well, hold on. Now you can come with me. No,
Right.
they put a little protection there. But that being said, we have asked the company to put a feature where people say, yes, every year I want to renew my $25 for those of them that, and if, it's like Brooke said, you don't want to go to bat for people that, but you could. If there's somebody that really, 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 oh my God, you can't, it's nothing promised, but, Sometimes yeah.
I mean, I have fought for the simple fact that I love my team and I love my downline. I fought for their personals or their second or thirds to be reinstated. But just so you understand, guys, when you guys, if they do say, hey, it's been past the grace period, we're going to allow you to come back, you lose everything. You get your position back, but your personals are no longer your personals, just so you understand. So when you're out, you're out. You can come back if they allow it, if they do give you that secondary chance, but your customers are gone, your volume is gone, you're only keeping your placement. That's it. Everything else will be gone. Just so you know, because that is how corporate does it. I've had a few leaders on here. They know I've helped them out with that. And every single time it's the same answer. So
Does it help if they bring 6 applications?
yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah, you want to get back in.
So Lisa's question says, what about a brand partner who hasn't been active for 7 months and hops in again? So if they haven't been active, but they still have their position in the binary, then they can just start as normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if they lost their position
That's
and
where
they're
the problem
whited out, then they have to re-sign again.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, if regardless of how long the people have been in the business, right now, as of last week, they already lost 1 week. If they came in and they never hit manager, they can start with the 9 week, or now at this point, 8 week, $50, $25, and start their whole
Business
career.
launch bonus, yeah.
Where they're giving them that grace period to qualify for never really hitting a rank, which is pretty cool. It's an incentive for those that never did it. Hey, come on, let's get you going. There's a new bonus that you qualify for. If they hit manager before, they don't qualify for it.
Got it. All right, one more question, Vic and I, and then we'll get off. I know people are probably getting a little antsy.
For the weekly percentage earnings, is that for personally enrolled teams only, or does it include total volume in your leg? That's Beth Kyle. For the weekly percentage earnings.
So Mike, on the weekly percentages that we're getting paid out, okay, is that it's not only on the personals that you put in.
It depends on which way it is.
It's like always.
It's everyone. You're talking about the binary?
Yes.
It's total volume,
Volume.
right? It's not just your personals, but your personals and the people
And your overflow and all of
that
their,
they
yes.
That's
Like
qualified downline, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all the QDV right there, right, Mike? That's
Correct.
That's the QDV. Correct. Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Sorry. I'm sure there's a few questions we couldn't answer, but we were trying to stay compensation plan focused. If you guys have more questions, reach out to Vic and I, reach out to me. Obviously, if you have Mike's number, you can reach out to Mike. It is sometimes a journey to get a hold of him, though. Love you.
Yeah. He's all over the world. He's like, where's Waldo? Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Thanks.
I will be in Korea with him for 5 days. If you need him, you can reach me because he has no choice. He's stuck with me for 5 days.
I'm gonna have some fun in Korea, guys. If you have anybody